It's like half of you knows it'd be awesome to start making money from your skills, but the other half is like, I'm not good enough yet. How are you supposed to know if you're good enough to start profiting from your work? Hey, I'm Becca with the Happy Ever Crafter, and I sat down to brainstorm the answer to this question to give it to you guys in a no BS, black and white sort of way, but it turns out the answer is not black and white. So instead of trying to be the only person to give you advice on this, I thought I would get it from some of the best. I recruited a ton of my incredibly talented artist friends and asked them this exact question. How do you know when you're ready or good enough to sell your work? The unanimous answer? There wasn't one. Shocker, I know. But here's what they had to say.
You are good enough exactly how you are today. If you're ready to put your art out there, there's someone who's going to want to buy it.
What you need to understand is that the value of your work to the buyer will be different depending on your level of expertise and influence. So if you want to command higher rates, you don't just need to improve your work, but also your value as an artist. And you can only do that by showing up every single day.
You have to make a decision if you are happy with the work. So it's not necessarily about you selling the work, it's about how the client is connected to the work. And
listen, at the end of the day, who is really like an absolute pro? Like, people love what you do because it's unique and it's you, and it doesn't mean it needs to hit like this incredible peak, right? Because what's the peak to you? It's different to you than it is to everybody else. So hone that. If you're thinking about it, then it probably means that you're ready.
I don't think you ever really know when you're ready. You just put it out there, and if people buy it, you go with it, and if they don't, then you start over. But either way, just do it.
Nobody's going to give you permission to sell your work. You need to be confident in yourself.
Your art, it's probably never going to be perfect because it's handmade. That's all right. You are good enough. You are worthy enough. You got this. Just put it out there. If it flops, it flops. No one's going to know. And if you want to change it, change it. That's what's great about being your own boss.
You'll know you're ready to start offering your services when people who are not blood related to you and not friends of friends on Facebook, so pretty much anybody who isn't trying to pump you up or make you feel good, as soon as somebody who doesn't fall in those categories reaches out and asks you about your services, then you're good to go.
When people start asking for you to create for them. So hopefully you're sharing your work on social media, maybe a portfolio on your website, so that when people see your work and they want something of their own or something custom made by you, they're going to reach out to you. So yes, it might start with friends and family, but that's amazing. And then before you know it, other people will come running too. So just start, keep creating, and keep sharing.
I think no matter what stage of career you are, there's always a part of you that's going to feel like you're not good enough or you're not ready yet, but you can't let the fear stop you. You have to start where you are and just go for it, because there's someone out there that needs you and your work as you are right now.
Being good enough is relative. You're good enough to sell your artwork when you are ready to put your artwork out there. If you're confident about it, do it. Someone out there is going to love it. Someone out there is going to buy it. It will appeal to the right person.
You are ready to start selling your work as soon as people start asking you about your work. And how do you make that happen? You put your work out there. So go do it.
When you feel like you have something to offer the world, a skill, a talent, a service, and you know that you're the one that needs to deliver it, then I think that that's when you know that you're ready to start charging for your work.
There is no sudden magic moment of being good enough. It's not like one day you're going to go to bed not being good enough and then wake up the next day and be good enough. So there's no good enough, there's only better. Work to get better and better. Work to start selling now and just improve and get better at that over time. There will be no definitive moment.
I think you are always and never ready to sell your work. It requires a really specific mindset, a ton of hard work, a lot of faking it, and a lot of believing in yourself.
I think that as soon as you feel comfortable with the exchange of value for the quality of the work that you produce and the amount that you want to charge for it, then you should feel comfortable throwing your hat in the ring and operating as a professional calligrapher. I think there's plenty of room at both the top and the bottom of the market in terms of both skill and price, and nobody should feel excluded or like they don't have a right to try to entertain the idea, at least, of making a living with their artwork.
And we knew we were ready to sell our work. It was pretty simple. We had a product we were confident in and someone that wanted to buy it. Also, the only person who can decide if you're good enough to sell your work is you.
The short answer is you won't know. The exhausted answer is you won't know until you try. But the better answer is when you begin to listen to your audience. They'll tell you when you're ready by showing you and your work the praise it deserves.
The way I see it, if you're asking the question of whether you're ready, it's already time.
It's not about whether you're good enough, it's about whether other people can see the value they can get from your work. You're ready to sell your work when you understand it's about the consumer and it's not about you.
You are probably never going to feel ready, so you might as well start now.
I think it's never too early to start selling your work. You're always going to look back on your past pieces and see room for growth and improvement, but that doesn't mean that those early works can't provide joy and meaning and value into someone's life, which is pretty much our purpose as artists, isn't it?
Confidence. How much confidence do you have about what you're sharing? How confident would you feel if somebody offered to pay you for your work? Would you feel shy and sheepish or embarrassed, or would you feel like a rock star? Go for it. Share your work, sell it, and have fun.
So whether you agree or totally disagree with any of these artists, I hope at least one or two of them sparked a little bit of excitement in you and helped you understand that it's not just an easy black and white answer. Sometimes you'll feel comfortable, most of the time you won't, and you just have to kind of do what's right for you. So I hope that answers the question, and if it did, I would love if you'd hit the thumbs up button down below, or even better, leave me a comment. And make sure you hit subscribe because I put out 2 new videos every single week. And I'll see you in the next one.